Ah, how did I get here? A lazy artist, definitely I am not. But here I am, hungry and lonely like one isolated in solitary confinement. The worst kind of imprisonment ever. I laugh when I hear people say house arrest is easy, that it is not imprisonment. All I can do is refer them to read a novel titled Robinson Crusoe for a change of heart. But how did I get to this crossroads when 2019 finished strong and 2020 started big? 2019 rolled to an end with me producing a play at the Fringe Festival in November. And in December, auditioned and got casted for Kurumi, a historical Yoruba play I had witnessed 24 years ago. Kurumi's rehearsal ran through January 2020. In February, the cast and crew embarked on a tour of Western states, though the tour fizzled out like a mirage in the middle of the road. We came back to Lagos with the consolation of a 10-day packed Easter dates at the National Theatre. Was it late December or early January we first heard of the storm blowing across land? By February, the waves of the storm had gathered momentum to the proportion of a tsunami, ravaging land, leaving hundreds of thousands dead in its wake. A deafening silence echoed across borders as the pigeon in London wondered where the humans were. Paris, the city of romance, embraced social distancing. New York, the city that never sleeps, quietly asleep. The devil on a vacation from being stoned in Mecca. In Palestine, the Wailing Wall reminiscing over the Wailers. How other lands eagerly erected dams to stem the tide of the waves. How we were warned but stubbornly refused to erect dams to fortify our land, sea, and air borders. Of course, we had noble princes and princesses gallivanting in foreign lands, and some riding high on the waves until we left it late. On the 25th of February, a splash of the tsunami hit us, and its arrival uprooting seemingly harmless words from the dictionary, turning them horrific. Pandemic, index case, contact tracing, social distancing, quarantine, palliatives, isolation, ventilator. We should have locked all borders to stem the tide of the waves, fully aware that we are ill prepared to confront the pandemic in the nature of COVID-19, and not just by the health implication of the virus, but also the socio-economic impact on the country. The effects of the pandemic, rippled with the cancellation of all scheduled shows, led to social distancing. Finally, lockdown, 4th week, and still counting, putting me at this situation. Who do I call? Who do I ask for help? I can't go and queue for government palliatives. And this has nothing to do with pride. More so, I can just imagine the people in my hood, shocked with disbelief and total despair, seeing me shouting and shoving, desperate for government palliatives. For it's hunger a respecter of status. The government says only the vulnerable in the society will be assisted with cash. I ask, what yardstick is being used to measure vulnerability in a period like this? Are they foreigners that they fail to understand that most of the citizens are vulnerable at this period? But come election period, they always find avenues to reach each constituency with their ill-gotten cash. Well, now we dey cause am. If after this COVID, we no fit collectively get sense to demand for our basic entitlements as citizens, then we are doomed. As Benjamin Franklin himself talk am, it is the first responsibility of citizens to question authority. No be say make we just down ourselves, no concern. How do I preserve dignity in the face of lack and hunger? Who do I call? I am owing to online companies a total of 9,000 naira, and our agreement is automatic debit. So even if somebody send me money now, na dem go first collect am. We'll cross that river when we get there. Who do I call? But will it make sense to call my aunt? How can I call her, especially with a purported role in my mom's exit from her matrimonial home? More importantly, how can I ask for cash when I've not communicated with her in years? Same reason I can't call any of my siblings. More so, label the regular of the family. I can't predict their response. Amongst them, my younger sister is the one I have a cordial relationship with, along with my dad. And I feel ashamed asking for her help after such a long time living in limbo. I can't call my dad. At his age, now me suppose they give him. No matter where you go, remember the road that will lead you. Is this not right? Customer. How's your health, ma? No, ma. I called. I called you to ask after your health. It's been a while I've spoken to any one of them. Yes, ma. Wonga, ma. Yes, ma. Yes, ma. God bless you, ma. Thank you, ma. God bless you, ma. But truly, would I have been able to ask for cash if she had not been the first to offer me? Auntie Bintu, funny woman. Call your siblings, she said. Boswale, this is not a time for who is richer or who is making it the most. It is a time for bonding. Bommy, God purposely put us back on his set. Odawapada back to being human. Okunya leju bi wo se lori yen lo. Pa won tie, call them. Salam alaikum, sir. I'm fine, sir. How's your health? I'm second mommy. Our Malot Ikoko lockdown, like 2 weeks before Lagos lockdown, we have been on lockdown. I can't problem. If you do some, I appreciate it, but more Any? Ma send it, sir. Ma send it. God bless you, sir. God bless you. Alaji, my revolution. Yay! I feel good, you know. Yeah. I feel alright. I feel good, you know. Yeah. Everything fine. Yeah. Got money in my pocket. Everything nice. Oh yeah, everybody just okay. My woody. What do you want? Oh shit. fifth time I would rush to the bank after receiving an alert. But with the queue I met at the bank, both online companies debited me. But at least I've cleared my debt. Huh? Imagine the irony of this period. It has brought back a bonding with my siblings. Not only did they send me cash, but asking me, no, begging me to stay safe. Ọmọ ìyá mi, yé, omi yé má san yé mi, omi yé má san o, ọ̀nà ẹ̀nà mi yé tó tọ́jú omi yé rẹ̀ o, omi yé má san, ọ̀rọ̀ omi yé má lálà o, mo ti rómi yé tèmi. Imagine the irony. But I think this pandemic period has put us at a crossroad. Not just me, we all, where we all must collectively decide the direction we're headed and make sacrifices if we are to. Crossroads, Orita, sacrifice, Ebo. I need to call Kofi on this. I want to make I first call this guy. Yay, I feel good, you know. Yay, I feel nice. I feel good, you know. Yeah, everything right. Hey, Umambi, try it, how far? How your side now? Everybody, they low key, they cannot lie you. Show you gallant. Show now how she be. Oh yeah, show for my side now. I still feel raise you. At all, I ain't win. Shall we bow over ya? Oh yeah, Peru. Try it. Yay! Ọ̀pọ̀ èèyàn mo dúpẹ́ o, mo máa dúpẹ́ ọjọ́. Yeah! Èdùmàrè mo dúpẹ́ o, mo máa dúpẹ́ ọjọ́. Ọ̀tá ṣe bọ̀. Oh, make I first go ease myself. Yeah!
Come, let's face it. What is common sense? I cannot pretend to be alright when I'm not. I'm 32, going on 33. That same age, Jesus Christ had finished all he had to do on earth. 3 more years to that, Thomas Sankara had already finished his blueprints of his Burkina Faso dreams. Yes, dreams. What is wrong with it? Absolutely nothing. Because it leads you towards the path of success if coupled with an unwavering determination and a well-focused heart. Why the nightmare haunts you? I am not lazy. This is who I want to be, just being me. Failure not to know who you are is the greatest disaster. So tell me, what is common sense? Do you know what it feels like to wake up full of hopes and aspirations, with so much expectations, and right before your very eyes they begin to crumble, and your expectations stare at you, making deafening sounds? We are so educated that we have refused to think. Are they inanimate objects that they do not feel our groanings, what the people need or what they are going through? As it has become more revealing that we have lived our lives as a nation with the wrong priorities. I sat down on my own jejely, pondering through life. Who goes there? Grandma, tell Grandma that Igbo woman living upstairs has collected rice for the whole compound. She said in Yoruba language. I shut the door. And I laughed within myself, say make me, or any of my siblings, or my mom for that matter, go where them the share food stuff, come carry and come house. Over my dead body would not happen. We don't have all the luxury, but we are living fine. Okay. Come to think about it, government sharing foodstuffs and calling it palliative measures to relieve its citizens of hunger posed by COVID-19 pandemic. But it's our money. And it is their duty to provide basic amenities and make the people live in good condition. But seeing my family going through that at this point in time wasn't dignifying, coupled with the fact that I have no financial means on me to help my family this period. And this same government had once said everyone should stock their houses with food items. Then I asked myself, with which money? Because I know 80% of Nigerians go out every day without having an idea of where their next meal is coming from. Yes, that is how we roll. Very embarrassing. Ekaboma. My mom came back looking infuriated after 2 hours, saying she isn't going back there to get food. That you need to see how young boys in army uniform were flogging elderly people. As the crowd watched on, a soldier pulled a man, dragged him with his shirt to where their vehicle was parked. As everyone was in awe and was wondering what would become of that bloody civilian, as the soldier asked the man, "Hey, I know me before?" "No, sir," the man replied. "I be your fafa?" "No." "I won't die. I go waste you if you don't follow my instructions. Come out for here, bloody civilian, shaggy." The man left the place feeling ashamed, and I'm sure he would be telling himself, if he had stayed back home, he won't be humiliated. You need to see how the whole crowd were pushing, struggling, shouting, exchanging saliva like fervent lovers, and we were told to engage in social distancing. Take the gathering at the burial of the chief staff, for instance, compared to Antifunke's party crowd. We pass laws like Animal Farm. All animals are equal, but some are more equal than others. How can we social distance when we are social animals? Finally, my compound was able to get 6 backup bags of food items that they fought for collectively to be shared among fellow tenants, irrespective of the fact that some individuals have gotten for themselves, regardless of what the collective have for all. My mom laid on her bed, trying to relax from the whole struggle. Who be that? Standing here, who be that? Who be that? "Grandma, we don't carry our come, and you go help us here." At this point, I was feeling disgusted. But they were all happy with the fact that they were able to get something from the government, and I wasn't going to be the one to begrudge them of their happiness. 6 backup bags of food items to be shared with 18 tenants with over 71 individuals. Hey, not face me and face you. I live in a flat. My mom went out to help with the sharing. As they were sharing into portions, then I heard a woman's voice. "Ah! I love this compound. God bless everybody. See as we live in harmony and they share things together with one love." For me, that settled it all. I saw bonding of people regardless of tribe and dialect. At times, life throws you challenges, and you will be shocked at your response. Oya, you want be my power, so I was strong, Baba. Baba, this video knows you. I just stay look. Baba, God be our side. Now outside. Oya, grateful. 30 billion for the account, you. Imam B. Baba, I go show for your side right away. Yeah. Oya, grateful. Hey. Come on. Benishiri lo biyan. Imam B. Èèyàn. Ó pọ̀. Bàbá ńlá. Human being. Baba, Twali, Opo. Baba, Baba, Charlie,
Wash handy. You just throw away side for me.
Baba, no be so. Human being. Baba, we don't see you.
No be like.
Baba, I swear I don't miss you, die.
Oh yeah.
Opo.
This Oro rubbish wey dey town.
Baba, I get as it be o. Oh yeah, gbe fun Baba ńlá. Baba, you don fresh o. You don fat join. See as your cheek puff fat like puff.
Honestly, you disappoint me. No tell me say you sef follow this. I survive pass my neighbor competition.
Baba, na him dey reign for town. I survive pass you. This period affect you pass me. I pass my neighbor. Baba, you don hear the latest news from government.
If it is based on COVID-19, the information I need to know, I already know. The only information that will be news to me is, 1, is the curve being flattened. 2, has a vaccine been discovered? Wow. So if no to both, guy, no one here. In fact, for some days, I have minimized my activities on social media to keep my sanity.
Baba, this news we are bring come go sharpen your sanity. Oh no, you don't hear say government want ease lockdown.
Nah.
Oh no.
How can they ease lockdown when they say the rate of infection is getting higher? Maybe because they can't provide for us at this time of need, or the pandemic is a scam, as some people have suggested.
Charlie, you know say Ramadan dey around the corner. Maybe not the reason. So people go fix fast.
Hunger don already dey for ground. For most people, na fast meet fast.
Oh yeah, like dance meets dance. You never dance meets dance.
Abeg, that dance meet dance matter. Just take this news wey you bring come scatter my mind. How dem go ease? Dem dey give us daily life source. Yes, dem wan ease lockdown. If one person just carry a mental ghetto, you no know the meaning. You talk down, abeg, ijo. Say dem wan kill us ni. You take care.
Na food for make sense.
Food care. Oh yeah. I still get small stew. Give me space for here. Make I make swallow. Now you go sharp.
Human being.
Oh yeah.
Baba,
Their mouth.
this government is cruelly insensitive.
How?
How can they lock down citizens who have to go out to end their livelihood? They have created an unprecedented level of hunger and chaos. Time. If you witness the mayhem reigned on my area, as 1 million boys went on a looting rampage, robbing people and breaking shops, Baba, the more this lockdown continues and sustenance runs dry, people will get desperate and act without thought or consequences like what happened in Baba, dem no sleep. As we hear them know say himself get 3 million boys on guard.
But do you blame them? There's simply no dignity in hunger. Hunger can tame even the wildest beast.
Charlie, are you making an excuse for those miscreants? Hunger no catch them. Hunger no catch you. Now only them hunger they catch. Why we no resort to illegal means of survival?
Like you said, if this lockdown persists, even normal law-abiding citizens, including you and I, may in the next few weeks resort to unsavory means of making ends meet. But I am just wondering, am I the only one with this thought that this pandemic period has put us at a crossroad where we all must collectively decide the direction we are headed and our continued existence as a bonded Nigeria?
I don't understand.
This pandemic period, is it a blessing in disguise or something to despise?
Baba, if I get you right, are you asking if this period is a blessing or a curse? Charlie, after all the things we have I don't see this period, which greater cause won't pass this one? About long, if not be you. I foresee me change where you dey collect treatment. Oh no.
Honestly, I feel your pain, but more so, I see a blessing in disguise.
Baba, you will have to be at your persuasive best to convince me to say a blessing during this period. Which of the causes do you want me to enumerate? Is it the lack of hospital, or health equipment, or the insecurity, or the hunger?
Hunger is a catalyst. It triggers either positive or negative energy. In your 1 million boys, it triggered anger, a negative energy. But are you not amazed how hunger bonded those 1 million youths towards a common purpose?
Towards a common purpose to create anarchy and insecurity.
But such a force, if positively monstered, can be transformed into a formidable vector.
Vector? Super happening. Where's it concerned vector? Concerned using vector?
Olodo near in science, vector is something that has size and direction.
Oh yeah, oh. Where your Lamidi having a vector? Where you lead us to now?
Good. Those misguided youths have the magnitude, but lacking in direction. Such a force, even Alimanjiri, can be forged into a unit for civil rights agitation or civil disobedience. But I would like you to take our first blessings to be the border closure.
How?
For once, we all are locked inside, both the elites and the masses, to face all the neglected sectors of our economy and the rot in our public infrastructure. Can you see the massive boost in health sector now that no one can fly out for medical tourism? More so, what would have happened if we had not locked our borders against importation of rice in favor of local production?
No be lie. The case would have been unbearable. I also admit to the fact that our health sector has been given a new lease of life. This period has even triggered the manufacture of locally made ventilators.
So you agree with me that closing our borders has made our leaders look inwards, which in return has resulted to doctors and health workers getting their long-deserved recognition with better remuneration, hasn't it?
About the only blessing I can see has occurred in the health sector. Is it not tragic how our leaders of tomorrow are wasting away at home, their brains going stale, and the government unrealistically sets up online study for university students and TV tutorials for secondary school students, knowing fully well the cost implication of data and lack of steady electricity supply, which successive governments have spent billions of dollars to revamp to no avail.
Agreed. This period has shown how deceitful our leaders are, with their uncaring disregard to our social and economic well-being. But Guy, what happened to true student unionism? In my time, students would have been at the vanguard of protests, calling the authorities to question over such inconsiderate pronouncements.
All I want to say is that they don't really care about us. What do students want to? See how well-meaning Nigerians donate billions of naira to combat this pandemic. Baba, but before you can say Shokoloko Bambushi, the accountant's general's office magically erupts in fire. Lobaton. Oh, Abu.
This period has truly exposed our weaknesses in terms of structural, social, and economic well-being. While visionary leaders of advanced country work to improve the economic spending power of their citizens and creating a sovereign wealth to fall back on in times of uncertainty such as this, our leaders, despite trillions of dollars made from crude oil, lack the foresight to diversify such earnings into other viable sectors of the economy, mortgaging our future, turning us to destitute. Tell me, how achievable is social distancing?
Baba, Swahili Baba.
What do you know where I want to talk?
Wait till you want to pass Baba Fela. What are lights? Food you house? Charlie. How we go social distance when we dey stay 10 in the morning when lights no dey to keep us inside? How will it possible when I wan borehole? They serve 2 streets and when lights dey, water go dey, causing people to come hustle for water at the same time. Charlie, food matter na different matter. If you no belong to political party, bye. If you come belong, the food wey dem go give you na konkolo e be. Imagine, with all the money wey we make, ordinary 5,000 naira dem no fit give us. Baba, I swear, we be proper mumu if we ever line up vote for this kind of politician. Oh no.
Make I compost your brain. Atifiola Jeyo, Atifikamewewa, Atifijewu. Like greedy children, we have used our 10 fingers to feast, forgetting our tomorrow. I don't think we get money to finance our project presently. Currently, the price of crude oil in the international market has fallen way below our cost of production, meaning we are producing at a loss. So tell me, how they want to give you that ordinary 5,000 naira? Where the money won't come? You don't hear say we won't collect $3.4 billion loan from IMF.
Baba, Mado! Baba, you don't talk.
So you don't get waiting at the talk now.
No, you are the talk. My people think say Nigeria don't dey.
Oh, see as I see am. I know say Nigeria go down. Our country go dey make it money. Make people love country no see money. Loud repeke.
Ah! Baba, you don't talk and finish.
Oh, now you dey get me happy. But you know, this reminds me of a discussion I had with a friend. Have you heard of the Yoruba concept of Akosejaye?
Is it not in principle Akunen or Adayepa?
Yes, it is. That a soul, after its creation by Obakala, chooses a mission to fulfill as it embarks on its journey to earth. At birth, a divination is undertaken by a Babalawo to avert by the on request of the parents, to avert any obstruction to the fulfillment of the child's mission. At divination, his orishas, which are his guardian angels, are made known. So also is a sacrifice prescribed and performed by the parents on behalf of the child. The guardian orishas lead the parents, clear the road, then lead them to a crossroad where they offer sacrifice to Eshu. Not to be confused with the devil in varied religious texts. Eshu, the Yoruba god of justice and choice, is in harmony with the supreme being. Obafun is also one of the channels, many channels towards Eledumare. Do you understand what I talk?
Baba, where is your analogy they need to first?
See, in our journey as a nation, our leaders have diverted us off the course that leads to our destined greatness, failing to invest the dividends of years of oil boom into constructive economic and social development, unwilling to sacrifice their greed and unnecessary accumulation of wealth and properties.
Wait, Charlie. If I'm not mistaken, in the 70s and early 80s, we were a great nation, weren't we? So great as to host the all black race for a whole month during First Tax 77 without owing $1. So great as to confront Great Britain by boycotting Commonwealth Games due to their support of the apartheid regime in South Africa.
In fact, that is the reason they imposed visas on Nigerians traveling to Britain in retaliation for our actions.
Now I see the meaning in Great Madiba's words. The world will not respect Africa until Nigeria ends that respect. The black people of the world need Nigeria to be great as a source of pride and confidence. We have failed not only ourselves, but the entire black race.
Which brings us back to my analogy. Take Britain to be our Lamori, independence to be our birth process. We, the citizens, who represent the baby. Our culture and tradition is the Babalawo. Our leaders have deliberately ignored our culture and tradition. Agriculture is one of our many guardian orishas. They have abandoned agriculture, our guardian orisha, agriculture, which is our proper culture, our foundation of wealth before the advent of oil boom. Failing to make sacrifices, selfless ones for that matter, for the development of the country. You get?
Baba, I overget you.
You sure?
Baba, as we approach different crossroads in our journey as a nation, each crossroads demands a different sacrifice. Like the sacrifice made for the unity of the country during the Civil War. We have neglected agriculture and all other abundant resources, which can be likened to our guardian orisha. Hence the underdevelopment.
Your head is there. But you see the crossroads we are. This pandemic puts us, demands sacrifices from the leaders, and more especially from us, the followers.
From us?
Benny, while government must make sacrifices in reducing the running cost of governance, sacrifice importation in favor of local production, sacrifice their misplaced and prodigal spending in favor of economic and structural development. We, the citizens, need to sacrifice apathy, sacrifice docility, sacrifice our I know one die attitude, make sacrifices to be law-abiding citizens and pay tax.
The way I see that is different from your own perspective. Charlie, now we vote them now. Now we choose them to lead us. Now them we shall we suppose lead us to sacrifice. Now them supposed to lead our parents. Baba, as they don't fail us on this journey, the case now go on Japan. Ah! Baba.
Wait, I tell you before be that.
No, before they talk. I talk about one street for Lagos. I think I compare and one cross to the center town. Loud, Rebecca, eh? Rebecca, loud. Ojú ẹlẹ́gbà, ojú ẹlẹ́gbà. Mọ́tò dey come from east, fẹ́rẹ́. Mọ́tò dey come from north, fẹ́rẹ́. Mọ́tò dey come from south, fẹ́rẹ́. Mọ́tò dey come from west. And policeman no dey for center. Na confusion be that.
But the crossroads wey this pandemic put us, COVID-19 dey for center kakakaka.
Baba, na him be CBB.
Wetin be CBB?
COVID brain bone, yay! Tell them say our eye don't clear. Tell them say our eye don't open. No, tell them say our eye don't clear. Tell them say our eye don't open. No,
No, for one money try to look to your window.
Wetin no dey hear na the sound wey dey blow. And go dey wonder where some no place dey go na what bank dem dey carry our money go see. Tell them say our eye don't clear. Tell them say our eye don't open.
Abeg make I hear word.
Which na eye don open? Baba. Our eye don't open.
How na I take open?
Your brain still dey 4G. My own don't upgrade to 5G.
Eh?
Baba, so make I tell you the greatest blessing for this pandemic period.
I dey hear.
When was the last general strike in Nigeria in recent times? And how long did it last?
Last general strike.
Yes.
Was that not fuel subsidy strike 2015? 1 week event.
Exactly 1 week. How long have we stayed locked down?
4th week and then.
Don't you see that the government has stopped us out to sit at home? Strikes don't last because within a week, the zeal of the masses weakens with the fear of loss of livelihood and hunger. But government has locked us down for 4 weeks without palliatives. Baba, haven't they taught us to bond and be resilient in the face of hardship?
Omo na true. Now we take care of ourselves.
Oh.
Now we act as our brothers keepers. They did absolutely nothing to alleviate our sufferings this period.
Baba, when things return back to normal, if we refuse to take lessons learned from this pandemic period and turn it into that of vector by asking the authorities vital questions on the roadmap that will lead us back to greatness and respectability, then our eye never open.
Omo no be lie o. I didn't see it from that point of view at all. You know say na this kind talk wey you dey talk dey make our leaders dey vex say we too dey talk. But if we no talk, we no go chop, and na that talk be our own work. Na im we go take feed the pikin wey we born. Tell them say our eye don clear. Tell them say our eye don open. No, tell them say our eye don clear. Tell them say our eye don open. No, tell them say our eye. Wallahi, our eye don. Set table make we chop.
Oh yeah.
I didn't see from that point of view. Omo oya 5G brain. Omo when dem ease lockdown last summer, we sef na that time we suppose strike say we no dey comot go anywhere. Say all the money wey we make for this COVID, make dem first make account for am. If dem like, make dem fail, make dem die sef. Na double wahala for wetin?
For anybody.
Wallahi.
Baba, dem go hear
No
word.
be lie.
Shebi dem no wan give us money, especially plus those greedy traders, especially foodstuff sellers wey increase price of food without any reason.
Hey. I'm not trying to absolve those foodstuff sellers of any complicity. But from what I heard, though the government rightly classified them as essential workers, the drivers are extorted as many times as the number of checkpoints they encounter as they convey the goods from farms to cities. And if you no pay, they go just park you for one side.
Baba, see wickedness. And the goods na perishable goods. Baba, as we born show love reach, na we still show how wicked our hearts be.
Like, all we no cash you.
Baba, Ọlọ́run, I swear down.
Omo, now we go collect ourselves for the hand o.
Baba,
No time for.
your soup fine for face o.
Me I no fine.
You the fine man now.
So thank
Oh
you.
yeah, Opoli, hey Charlie, black man of the night.
Yeah, I also eat chop pepper.
Baba, èmi sí ó jata èmi yẹpẹrẹ di.
Wallahi, wallahi.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Baba ńlá ó strong. Baba, ọmọ.
Na so. Yeah, no.
Ọmọ. Charlie.
Omo, we dey mental well well o.
Who's that?
After all the no hug me, wash your hand, social distancing, mask, we come dey chop for the same plate.
Baba, how many places person wan guide himself? You go buy pure water, use teeth cutter. You go market, dem go give you change. You know whether the money dey contaminated.
I agree your own, but we go social distance this Eba.
Baba, we wey no die from COVID suppose ready die to take this country back to greatness.
Na true you dey talk.
And first of all, make we first thank our parents wey teach us how to culturally chop eba for one side.
No be lie.
Baba, ẹni máa kú, ẹni máa kú. You go die if you go die, Ọlọ́run.
Ṣé the fish wey I put for there no plenty?
Na small fish you give me now.
Na your stew.
Oh yeah now.
Omo, people dey here dey watch us since o.
Baba, make we just hail them continue our swallow abeg.
Sure. Omo, ìbáyé go we hotel.
Omo, this one na country me, country back.